Hi there, Mark from Your Marketing Rules here. Welcome to another one of our website and marketing reviews. This is where we take a look at a business with an online presence and we really dig into what they're doing, what they could be doing differently in order to increase their revenue through their website and online presence. So if you'd like to claim your own website and marketing review completely for free, just take a look at our website. There'll be a link in the video description and fill out this form here, and then we'll send over to you within 3 working days a completely unique to you website review video so that you can take some steps to improve your website's performance. So without further ado, today we're going to be taking a look at this website here. It's for a company called IPPFA, and I believe they are a personal financial advisory business based in Singapore. So what we need to do before we really get started, we need to put ourselves into the shoes of someone that knows nothing about this organization at all. They've typed something into Google or possibly into Bing or another one of the search engines, and loads of results would have come up, and for whatever reason I've decided to click through from the search results onto this website. So they've got a lot of questions in their mind. Am I in the right place? Can this business help me? Should I bother investing any of my time learning more about this business, or should I just bounce back to the search results page and look elsewhere? So really a business has a couple of seconds in order to grasp someone's attention and convince them that it's worth hanging around a little bit longer to learn more about the business. So let's take a look here. So here we would expect to see a big headline, what it is that this business does. So firstly, it's a little bit tricky to read because of the contrast of the light image in the background. So we've got experience redefined with experienced hands. Now, at the moment, I'm none the wiser. I've got absolutely no idea really what that means. So let's read on a little bit further. Embracing life's uncertainties with assurance, meeting milestones with optimized wealth, comprehensive financial planning since 1983. So there we do get a little bit of a teaser as to what they do in those last kind of few words. But really, this needs to be far clearer. Also, people are asking, what's in it for me? Why should I bother staying on here? So we need those compelling kind of benefits listed front and center. Don't be shy about blowing your own trumpet, tooting your own horn here. Now, as we go down, we're seeing a lot of seemingly quite stock imagery and quite an unusual layout. Some of these appear to be links through to other web pages. Some of them don't. So it's a little bit disorienting, this kind of layout. Still not really any the wiser what this business wants a visitor to do. So that's a really important thing to have clear in your mind. When a visitor comes through to your website, what is the number one thing that you want them to do before leaving your site? So finally, as we get probably about 90% of the way down this homepage, we get a contact us. Now that's a great thing to have because clearly for this business, it seems to be the next step along their purchase process or their funnel is going to be about getting someone's lead or contact information. So this needs to be really compelling. You need to entice people to hand over their valuable contact information. So ready to redefine your financial horizon? Speak to us today and experience financial planning as it should be. So I'm going to click on the Get in Touch. So we get taken through to this rather austere looking form. So this is good. This is actually the Singapore skyline. So there's a bit of actual geographical context. Again, the alignment, this needs to be worked on. Now, all of these little things are adding up to whether or not someone decides that this is a credible outfit, an organization they would actually feel safe doing business with. And we get to this again rather simple form. What is it What's their call to action here? What's in it for me? Why should I be excited about doing this? Want to find out more? Well, obviously, that's why I clicked through, but they're not going to win any prizes for putting any kind of rocket fuel behind someone to actually bother filling out this form. So let's go back to the home page. Typically, we would expect to see a menu at the top here. That's, again, quite lacking. We do have this kind of indication that there might be a menu nested under here, and lo and behold, there it is. Don't make visitors to your website think. So we do finally have a bit of a laundry list of items here, divided between about us. They've got quite an eye on themselves there, and then a breakdown of services. Now, by hovering over here, we can see that the page title for their homepage, which really is the queen bee of the website, is Personal Financial Advisory. So we're going to take a look at that service and see what they've got going. So again, first impressions here, this is not great. Firstly, we've got no kind of padding towards the edge of the page here, so everything is really crammed up. I'm sure the brand guidelines would be having fits, seeing that it's rammed up right against the edge of the screen there. We've got this kind of tiling of an image, not sure what's going on there. And in fact, as we go down this page, it looks as though all the kind of the formatting has been turned off on this web page. Now that's really problematic for obvious reasons, because the vast majority of people coming through to this is going to be their first impression. It's certainly not going to leave a good one. Now there are indications of read more, read less, hiding things in toggles, and then there's find out more. Goodness me, I really hope that this isn't the normal state that this website would find itself in. So that's really enough in terms of that initial first impression. What I'm not seeing is any kind of social proof, any kind of testimonials, reviews. And when it gets through to something like financial management or financial advisory, you really do want to have all of those credibility factors in there, some kind of certifications or some kind of licensing information, accreditation from a financial governmental branch. That's the kind of thing that we would expect to see on a site like this. So there really is a huge amount of opportunity to improve this website just at this kind of surface level glance. So now what we're going to do is take a look over at search engine optimization, and this is all about how they're getting found online. So I'm using a tool here called SEO ranking, and what I've done is I've popped the URL, the domain for this website into the tool. I'm only targeting the Singapore market because that it seems to be where this business is focusing. So we can see here they've got a domain trust of 26. Now this is really kind of a pinch of salt, kind of just a really rough estimate. It's out of a score of 100. So you can see there's a long way that they could go. And this is kind of a ranking factor, not officially, but it just means that this is a more and more credible site. The actual page trust for the homepage in particular is rather low also. So we can see here, and again, these are just estimates of visitors coming through to the site in the last 30 days, but we can see we've got around about 1.2 thousand visitors coming through. And if they were spending money on PPC, on Google Ads, for example, is estimating it would cost them around about 3.8 thousand Singaporean dollars to get this volume and this quality of visitor through to their site. We can see they're not actually running any ads at the moment. So we can see here that the lion's share, as we would expect, of their visitors are coming through from Singapore, and that is up slightly month on month by 21, so really relatively flat all in all. So if we look back over the last 24 months, they've actually done reasonably well. They've gone from 700 approximately visitors in January, the beginning of the year, to where they are, no, sorry, not the beginning of the year, 2023 January, all the way to where we are now. 1,247. So they've not quite doubled their traffic, but they've certainly had significant growth over this period. But there's been quite a bit of fluctuation. They're not as high as the peak that they were in back in May. Equally though, this might be seasonality in this kind of business, although I'm not really seeing a peak the same time in the previous year. So here we can see the number of keywords they're ranking for, so that's gone up steadily. Obviously it's not just about quantity of keywords, it is about quality, and we are going to take a look at that. And also backlinks, really important. These are kind of online thumbs up quality votes from other websites that are pointing to your website. So we can see they've had quite a drop off since March 2024, and it's been really just flat ever since there. So there is absolutely some work that does need to be done on getting some fresh backlinks. So we are going to take a bit of a look at that. So in terms of the actual keywords that they are ranking for, we're not going to take a giant look into that. But what we are going to do is take a quick look at the pages that are actually bringing visitors through to the website. So the actual homepage is bringing around about 86% of all of the visitors that are coming through to them. So a lot of these other pages are really bringing through negligible and in a lot of cases no visitors at all. So that's a real pity. We can see we've actually got a lot of pages on this website that nobody is actually seeing, including Google, of course, in the search results pages. So there's absolutely opportunity to make these pages stars of their own. Like, it doesn't mean that only the homepage should be doing all of the heavy lifting. Typically the homepage is going to rank highest, but there's always opportunity for these other pages to bring significant volumes of traffic through as well. So now we're going to take a quick look just at the keyword that this business is targeting. So financial advisor Singapore. So we can see here that we've got 2 businesses advertising on that. One of them appears to be in Singapore. This other one, .be, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be Belgium. So that's an interesting targeting that they're doing with their ad budget there. We've got a few others. We've got another business here actually advertising cold calls for financial advisors. So that's an interesting move there. And finally, wealth planning at its best. Again, not an indication that this is necessarily a Singapore-based business here. So now we move on to the organic results. Now this is really important to be aware of, that the vast majority of clicks from visitors coming through to a website do go to the number 1 organic result. So around about 27% of all clicks do go through to this result here. Moving down, there we go, that's the website that we're looking at today. So they're not doing badly, but you can see there's a big gap between position 1, then we've got these other kind of questions that people are asking before we get through to this website. Now looking down here, this is of course a local business in Singapore, but what I'm not seeing is any indication they're showing up in the local results pack. So again, this can be a massive way to get people clicking through from the search results page to your company. Now if we actually do look at their Google business profile, we can see they've got a really good number and quality of reviews here, 116. Many businesses would be absolutely over the moon with those kind of results. So there's no indication that these are being shown anywhere on the website itself. I don't know if there's any kind of trading standards or financial standards that prevents them from doing such a thing. I'd be surprised if that were the case. But what we can see down here is this isn't actually a complete Google business profile. I'm just going to bring up another business here, and here you can see they've actually got their blog posts feeding through to their Google business profile, and this is a really great thing to do to get more clicks through from your Google business profile through to your website. So now we're going to take a look at another tool. This is Screaming Frog, which is an absolutely fantastic tool to take a little bit of a peek behind the scenes. So we can see here, looking at all the pages they've got on their website, there's 54 pages in total. Now that's actually a relatively low number of pages for a website, and we can also see that several of these pages aren't actually indexed, and it's actually for people that are members of the advisory group for this organization. Now these are live pages on the website, but they're not indexable, which means they're not going to show up in the search results. I'm not sure why that has been done, but that's absolutely something to take a look at. So now what we're going to do is take a quick look at the page titles, because these are kind of the equivalent of the ACE card in a pack of cards. So here we can see every page pretty much has a page title, apart from this one here, but that's their login to their WordPress site, so that makes absolute sense here. If we click on one of them here at the bottom, we get an indication of what this page is going to show up as in the search results page. So we can see actually the page title is a little bit long, and it has been cut off or truncated. We can see that it's lost the last 9 characters there, so that is something again to be mindful of. As we go down here, business advisory services, these all look fine at first glance, but if we look at H1s, these are kind of equivalent of the king card in a deck of cards, and we can see that many of these are single words. Again, we do have some that are missing, in fact just the one, the approach, that's missing. But we've got some strange results here. We've got business showing up as the H1 heading there, and we've got advisory split into 2 H1s. Now every page on a website should only ever have one H1 heading, so clearly there is a lot of opportunity to be targeting the kind of phrases that this business wants to get found for online. And this gives us an immediate indication why only the homepage is really bringing the lion's share of visitors through, when the vast majority of pages they don't appear to be targeting a valuable search term there. So now we're going to turn our attention back to Google. So if we jump ahead and look at Google search results, focusing on all of the results for this domain that have been found in the past month. So we're coming up empty-handed here. Now it is super important to be putting fresh content onto a website, valuable content of course, but it is really important that Google knows that you are living and breathing, and that is important for ranking as well. So there's a huge amount of opportunity here for this business to be doing a lot of different things. Okay, I'm not going to take any more looks into this website. There's clearly a lot to be done here. So if you're interested in us taking a look at your website, jump across to our website here, yourmarketingrules.com, and fill out the form here, and within 3 working days you'll have your own personalized website review for you to apply those findings to your website and start winning more of the right business. Bye.